Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this second section of our public speaking, which is based on the Africa and the challenges faced by Africa as a continent. And this evening, we are going to have some speakers that are going to talk about some specific topic related to Africa as a whole and the challenges facing by Africa. And you should need to know, as a speaker, you have 4 minutes to use while you are speaking. And the timekeeper is going to give you a notice for you to take into consideration. So each speakers have 4 minutes to speak about the topic. So time management is very essential for a speaker. So as I said, the theme is Africa Challenge and Opportunities. Africa Challenge and Opportunities. So our speakers are going to talk about the challenges, and all the topics is going to be on the Africa as a whole. Without wasting our time, I want to call our speaker to just brief to us, our timekeeper to just brief to us how the time is going to be monitored. So I call upon Miss Josephine John. She's our timekeeper for this evening session. Please kindly explain to us how the time is going to be managed during this session.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Josephine John, and I'll be your timekeeper for today's session. And just as he stated, time management is very, very important. So each speakers have 4 minutes to speak. So when you've started your speech and you've gone like 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll give you the green. The green says that you still have ample time with you. You can still ride on with whatever you're saying. You still have ample time with you. So when you've taken like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll give you the orange. It's a warning that your time is almost up. Your time is almost up. So the orange is like a warning to you. Then when you see the red means your time is up. You've used your 4 minutes. So these are the three signs I'll be using: the green, the orange, and the red. So it's just for us to know how to manage our time, and while we do our presentation. So it's just to help us. I'm just here to help us manage our time and know how essential time management is. And also at the end of the session, I will also come back and brief us how each speaker made use of their time, those that breached the time, and those that used the time, the specific timing given to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As she said, she's going to signify if you are 1 minute, 13 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds to your time. And if you are close to the end, you might see green or yellow and she mentioned red. So as you're speaking, so you can just be watching your screen also, so that you can notice if you've used more than your time, or you are close to the end of your the allocated time given to you. Our first speaker is not currently available, so we are going to start with the speakers that are available, and then okay, she just messaged me that she's connected. I just want to be sure if Miss Dorcas is here. If she's here, kindly voice out, please. She sent a message that connected, but I'm not seeing her here. She's not here. I'm not seeing her here. So we'll start with the speakers that are available. The second speaker. So, and whenever Miss Dorcas is here, she can then proceed with joining us. So our second speaker for tonight's session, for this evening session, is Mrs. Winifred Moses Dada, and this evening she's going to speak on the migration. You know, migration is a crucial topic when it comes to international affairs or international relations, and she's going to speak on migration and how it's linked to Africa and probably the challenge and the opportunities we might encounter when it comes to migration. So I call upon Mrs. Winifred Moses Dada to give us a take on migration. Over to you, ma.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
I hear you perfectly.
Please, I don't know if everybody can hear me. Am I audible? Is it loud? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Winifred Moses Dada. I have a BSc in political science, and I'm currently a postgraduate student of international affairs and diplomacy at Abdul area. So I'll be talking about migration in a layman's, like in a way people can understand. I'll just summarize everything. So migration is as old as humanity itself. We all know what migration is: moving from one place to the other. So from early human movement, migration has been in Africa, but right from the modern times to the global travel. People have always traveled. People want to live for reasons best known to them, for survival due to crisis. So migration simply means as the movement of people from one place to another, either within a country or across international borders. So there are many reasons why people want to migrate. There are many reasons why people want to move and why people want to migrate. It can be due to maybe to seek some people migrate due to because they want to change the environment for greener pastures, for voluntarily, or because of education, for educational purposes also. Students also travel abroad to gain world class knowledge because they want to gain world class education, and for professionals also relocate because they want to further more, or because they want because they want I don't know how to put this now. Okay, for better career opportunities. So not all migration is for professional reasons. Some migrations are caused because of conflict, like in the Middle East now, for instance. We have situations whereby there's war. People are fighting. There's no peace in the land. People just want to leave because there's no peace. The crisis going on, so they will want to leave for a place whereby people. For instance, somebody let's take Egypt for example. Someone wants to leave to maybe United States of America because of the crisis. So they wouldn't want to stay in a place that there's no peace, and that is it for crisis for crisis in a land. So people want to leave. Then another reason why people also may want to leave a particular place to another is because of maybe because of earthquake. Okay, that one can also be categorized under crisis when there is crisis and when there is war, when there is conflict. So migration also has both positive and challenging impact. On the positive side, migrants contribute significantly to economic growth. They bring skills, innovation, and let's say labor. Because the more you have people, the more the team work, the more they want to work on things in a positive way. And then there's a disadvantage because of the population. If the population is much, if people are much, if on the other hand, if people are too much in a particular place, let's say healthcare or the housing, employment, healthcare, and social services it may not be managed effectively, and there may be discrimination and social tension as well. So, let's say in conclusion, if migration is managed properly, it can be a powerful tool for global development and unity. So I think that I don't know if you have any questions. Hello.
We can hear you, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your takes on migration. So if she said if migration is managed well, we can also gain from it. And migration is essential, as you mentioned, is an essential as it can comes in form of movement of people due to crises or due to employment or due to reason best known to them. Thank you very much once again, Mrs. Winifred Moses Dada, for this take on migration. But before we call on the second speaker, I want other speaker to give their own critics, like their own observation or suggestion or advice to Mrs. Winifred Moses Dada based on the speech she gave. So if you can open your mic if you want to advise her on the speech she gave, how she can improve herself when it comes to public speaking. What is going to be that one thing you are going to use as your advice to her? Now, over to you, as our speakers here, people here. Over to you. Anybody can give a suggestion or advice or recommendation to her for her to improve herself next time. You can mute your mic, please. You can mute your mic if you have any advice for her. Anybody here to give her an advice, suggestion?
Good evening, all.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Judith on the line. So, to Mrs. Winnie, it's well done job. You really tried. I just want to lay more emphasis on your, how will I put it, your body language. Like there should be demonstration, maybe with your hand, and then direct eye contact, and you should be more audible next time. But the presentation is okay.
Thank you very much. Direct eye contact. Direct eye contact is essential. Like you see, you can find yourself in a hall and you are asked to give a presentation to people. So you need to know how to face them, like look at the audience. So one thing I noticed on my own part, one thing I noticed also is, as she mentioned, she is direct eye contact part because you were looking up sometimes. So when you are doing that in a gathering, in a formal gathering, it's going to change the attention of your audience. But once the audience see that you face them, they are with you in the spirit. Let me just put it like that. They are with you in the spirit. They face you directly. You understand that? So thank you for your contribution. Anybody, another person for suggestion or recommendation? Suggestion or recommendation for her based on her speech? Anybody else? Anybody? Okay, since we have no one to give another recommendation, very much once again, Miss Judith Rabo, for your take. Now, we have our first speaker here. She's back here. I don't know whether our network is good. If you can hear me, Miss Dorcas, can you hear me? Our network is not good. We'll continue with the third speaker before she find a solution to our network. Now, I will call upon the third speaker. Our third speaker for this evening session is Mrs. I think Miss Wadia Molima Joel. She's going to speak on child marriage in Africa. Child marriage in Africa. This is an interesting topic, and it's up. I can say in almost all the states in Africa. Child marriage in Africa, and the topic of our speech is child marriage in Africa, a global human rights and development crisis. I said it's a global human rights and development crisis. I don't know whether she's here with us, Miss Wadiam Mulima Joel. Just want to be sure she's here. Okay, she's here. Let me just ask her to unmute herself.
I'm here.
So over to you, Miss Wadiam Mulima Joel.
All right. Good evening, all. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Barrister Wadiam Mulima Joel. And this evening I will be speaking on child marriage, and then child marriage not just as a global issue, but as also a form of gender-based violence. So as someone who is from northern Nigeria, I have experienced first-hand testimonies of the effects of child marriage affecting young people here in Nigeria, which is what develops my interest. So starting on, I would like first to define who a child is. Under international law, a child is any human being below the age of 18. And that has been decided on the Convention on the Human Rights of the Rights of Child adopted by the United Nations. A child is someone who is still developing physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Childhood is meant to be a time of protection and preparation for adulthood, not a time for marriage, not a time for pregnancy, not a time for survival. And yet, for millions of girls across Africa, childhood ends prematurely. So, child marriage refers to any formal or informal union where one or both parties are under the age of 18. In reality, it overwhelmingly affects girls, meaning most of these cases of child marriage tends to affect, majority of it affects only girls. According to UNICEF, millions of girls globally are married before their 18th birthday. Millions of girls. And a large portion of this number is from Africa. So we sub-Saharan Africa having some of the highest rates worldwide. But child marriage is not just a harmful practice. It is a violation of human rights. And importantly, it is also a form of gender-based violence. How does child marriage falls under a type of gender-based violence? Gender-based violence often refers to harmful acts directed at individual because of their gender, meaning any harmful act that is being done to a person simply because of their gender. This is being done to you because you're a guy. This is being done to you because you're a girl. So that is the definition of GBV. Then organizations such as UN Women recognize child marriage as a form of gender-based violence because it is rooted in gender inequality. It disproportionately affects girls. It exposes them to sexual violence. It often removes their ability to give free and full consent, meaning most of the time when we talk of child marriage, it has to do with forced marriages because most of these girls, they don't want to go into these marriages. When a girl under the age of 18 is married, she is often expected to engage in sexual relation, bear children, and perform adult responsibility, regardless of her readiness or willingness. That is where the unwillingness comes. That is where the coercion comes. That is where the burden comes. That is where the sense of maturity comes. Society expects of her to act as a mature human being, while in reality, she is still developing. In reality, she is still learning. In reality, she is still growing. That is not protection. That is coercion. That is structural violence. Child marriage institutionalized inequality. Why is this a global issue? Child marriage is addressed under international human rights instrument and is part of the Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the United Nations, particularly Goal 5, which calls for the elimination of harmful practices. This means the global community has already acknowledged it. Child marriage is not a private matter, it is a global responsibility. Yet progress remains uneven because laws alone do not end violence, systems do. Drivers of child marriage. Child marriage is driven by interconnected structure like poverty, gender inequality, limited access to education, conflict and displacement, weak enforcement of legal protections. In fragile contexts, family may view marriage as protection, like in the case of wars and violence. Some families have lost their means of livelihood, so the only way to them, where they can protect their girls, is to give them in marriage. But when protection results in lifelong vulnerability, we must question the system, not the child. Then now let's go to consequences. It increases risks of early and forced pregnancy, maternal health complication, school dropout, intimate violence, and according to UNFPA, girls who marry early face significantly high reproductive risks. When a girl is married as a child, the violence does not end with the ceremony. It begins there. And when millions of girls are affected, the impact extends beyond individual. It affects community, public health system, and national development. What must change for this to end? Strong enforcement of minimum age law set at 18 without exception. Investment in girls' education. Economic support for vulnerable families. Community dialogue to transform harmful gender norms. strengthen child protection and GBV response system. We cannot address gender-based violence without addressing child marriage. And we cannot claim to protect girls while allowing systems that silence them. Then, well, thank you. I've been seeing this red card that I've been flying since, so I'm ending here. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again for your wonderful speech on the child marriage. As she said, child marriage is one of the abolition of child marriage is one of the goal of Sustainable Development Goal, the SDG 5, which is on eliminating harmful practice. She mentioned that is one of the Sustainable Development Goal, that is eliminating harmful practice, and is a gender inequality to females or women all over the world. And she mentioned that over millions of ladies or girls are being forced to marry before the age of 18 around the world, while the larger part of it is from the sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you very much once again for this masterpiece on the child marriage. Before we call on the next speaker, I would like audience to give their own take on the speech. What do you think is need to be adjusted? What do you think she needs to adjust, or which recommendation do you think you have for her to improve next time? Now over to every one of you. Yeah, if you have any suggestion for her.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, her presentation was superb. It was good. I like how she flowed till the end of the conversation. I didn't mean she still had time. She would have still been going. I love that. She's focused. She practiced very well. She did well. That's just all I have to say. But her time management skill is the whole thing. She should just try. From the orange sign, try to compose and see how you can conclude your point. That's the only thing I noticed.
Okay,
thank you very much for your contribution.
Okay.
Anyone here to give another contribution?
Yes, please. Your able timekeeper also wants to speak. Thank you so much for your presentation. Someone who is also passionate about the Sustainable Development Goals, and she was quite fast. Okay, sorry. Okay, the speaker was quite fast, though the presentation was superb. I say she needs like 15 or 30 minutes. I would have given you more, but we were quite pleased. At a point, I could not follow what you were saying. So try to carry us along. Try to reduce your speech and all that next time when you're giving a presentation, so that you carry your audience along.
All right, thank you, timekeeper. You reduce flying the red card now, so that I'll slow down.
Any other contribution? Okay, so what I would just note from my own end is time management. Time management is very, very essential when you speak with people, especially in public. So most time people don't have time, and they want to get the topic, the theme of how do you call your topic, and you need to manage your time. You know, the timekeeper already showed the red sign or the orange sign to know that you are closer to the end of your session. So, but you are still using the time even after showing the red, you're still using it. So you should know how to manage your time. That's very, very essential. Thank you very much once again for speaking on the child marriage, which is a concern for everyone in Africa. Now, for our third speaker in tonight's session, we are going to call on our third speaker. Our third speaker, I want to talk about his topic is still a bit linked to the first speaker, Mrs. Winifred topic, because he wants to talk about dismantling barrier that is how visa-free travel drive Africa prosperity. How if there is visa free in most African countries, that is, as a Nigerian, I don't need visa to go to South Africa or to go to Congo or to go to any other country in Africa, how is going to boost the prosperity in Africa. You know, in EU, European Union, what we note is in European Union, if you have visa to enter France, From France, you can travel easily to Germany, to Italy, or other European Union country without visa, so far as you have the EU visa. So now, he wants to talk about that topic, and the third speaker is Mr. Ejila Christopher, and his topic is titled "Dismantling Barrier: How Visa-Free Travel Drive Africa Prosperity." Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
I don't know if I'm clear enough. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you.
My name is Christopher Ejila. Currently, I'm a postgraduate student with Ahmadu Bello University Distance Learning. And today, I will be discussing the topic advocating for a visa-free migration among African countries and the rest of the world. As a young and eligible adult, if you hear this topic, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Hearing advocating visa-free migration throughout Africa. For me, if I hear of such topic, the first thing that comes to my mind is the future of Africa. How? Number one, advocating for a visa-free migration within Africa gives rise to things like industrialization, globalization, youth empowerment, economic expansion, trade and investment, and a whole lot of others. So, in talking about all these things, I would like us to look beyond all those things I just mentioned and see that there's a tiny line holding all these things together. There's a tiny line holding industrialization, globalization, youth empowerment, workforce, talent hunt, and all these things. And what is this tiny line? It is the freedom of movement. According to human rights, there's the core components of human rights emphasize mostly on the freedom of movement of humans, movement of goods from one place to another, not minding the geographical location or the boundaries or the historical drawings, which we call map. Advocating for visa-free migration entails, though it has, just like every other concept, it does have its positive and negative parts. But today we are so going to dwell on the positive part of this advocating for a visa-free migration. I think from my research and my studies, visa-free migration would give birth to plenty good things in Africa and the world. It connects us to plenty opportunities and other systems of the world. Like it unlocks the full potential of African continent. How does it do this? It does this by giving us a free trade zone between Africa. Have over 54 markets. So imagine what is obtainable in Nigeria is also obtainable in Tanzania, through the free trade movement, where there is no barrier to your movement, where you can just travel. Young investors can leave their country, go to other countries, see how things are done, invest, or bring back home the idea and put it into practice in their home country. Furthermore, a visa-free migration also boosts trade and investment. Trade and investment in the sense that it gives us room for growth. Now, growth as a concept does not happen in isolation. There's no way growth can happen when you are locked in a particular zone. There needs to be movement from one place to another for growth to take place. Then, if you dive furthermore into this topic, you see that a visa-free migration it empowers the African youth. By empowering African youth, it gives us chance, like youth, give us that room to bring in things we see useful in other countries, to practice it. Now, if you check it, the visa restriction, the lengthy process of this visa application, the scrutiny, the checks and everything has really made it hard for young investors and entrepreneurs to embark on their quest of investment. Now, it has limited most people from, like you and I, we know, you will want to go see how things are done and come back to your country and replicate the same. Nobody wants to go and live where they don't have freedom. Most people want to go and come back genuinely. But because of all these policies and every other thing, it has limited plenty businesses, plenty ideas, plenty innovations. In Africa, there is a relatively low involvement of the youth in the economic happenings in the country, as compared to their counterparts of Europe and Asia. So, in justification, advocating for a visa-free migration among African countries is not just a travel policy. It is a strategy and an economic policy and tool that is geared towards bringing great contribution to the continent of Africa. Africa free migration is not merely a travel convenience or something like that. It is about unlocking the economic scale. It is about turning the 54 countries, 54 markets in Africa into one dynamic and interconnected system. It is about building a continent where opportunity is not limited by boundaries, by borders, by geographical location, drawn by history and every other thing. If Africa is serious about integration, industrialization, global conquest, global competitiveness, the freedom of free movement should be checked. Movement from one place to another should be checked. So in conclusion, Africa Africa and Africans should not be limited by movement. Ideas, there are a lot of potentials in Africa that needs to be harnessed. But if we are being limited by movements, you see that we are limited, we can't see beyond our nose. So at this point, I conclude my speech. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ejila Christopher, on the topic, the migration of Africa, visa-free for all African nations. He made mention of something that I want to note. He said that Africa has 54 markets. That is a metaphor. Is a metaphor. Africa has 54 markets. That is 54 countries. And for us as African state to compete with the global market and the global conquest, we need to find a way to make the freedom of people easy, because it's going to boost industrialization, globalization, and youth empowerment. So freedom of people is very essential, as it's one of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So people should be free to move easily in Africa, Africa as a whole. So thank you very much once again. But before I call on the next speaker, I would like to call on all our guests here to give their own take on this topic, on speech of Mr. Christopher. If you have any suggestion, advice, recommendation for him to improve his next speech, kindly voice it out now. Thank you very much. Now over to you all. Any suggestion for him, recommendation, advice? Any suggestion for him? Okay, the only suggestion personally I would give to him is time management, and also there was gesticulation, which was good, but time management is good, and also focusing on your audience. Understand now? So you need to focus on your audience when you are speaking, because it makes the audience to follow you while you are speaking. Thank you very much once again for your speech. I don't know whether you're welcome. So I don't know whether my first speaker is back. She has been coming in, coming out, and network is she's out. Her network is not good. She's out. So I just check on Nana. She's out. Her network is not good. So we'll proceed to the next session. So we normally have 5 speakers today, but one was not responding, while the other one is our network is not good because she has been coming in and out. Miss Dorcas, she has been coming in and out. So if she's able to join us before the end of the session, we'll be glad to have her. Now, we want to do what we call impromptu session. Impromptu session means that I'll call on anyone here, and I'll give you a topic which you will develop. I'll give you a topic, a random topic, which I want you to talk on it. The purpose of this impromptu session is to be able to help you to contribute professionally when you find yourself in a professional setting. Sometimes you go to a meeting and they are speaking. You don't know how to pitch in, how to contribute so that professionally. So that's the purpose of an impromptu session, to encourage people to know how to contribute to matters. It can be in a meeting, it can be in an event, it can be even in a classroom or in a lecture room. So how you are going to contribute. So I have some topics here. I have some topics here. Sorry, I have some topics here. And one of the topics I have here is who is on his mic. I just want to Judith Rabo. Okay, so I have some topic here. And the first topic I have here is why peace is so hard to achieve or keep. Why peace? Peace. Why peace is so hard to keep. So that is understanding the real challenge behind peacekeeping mission. Why is it so hard for us to achieve peace globally? You hear today in the Middle East there is crisis. You hear in Africa there is crisis. You hear in some part of the world there is crisis. Why is peace so hard to achieve? Understanding the challenge on of behind peacekeeping. Let me see who I will call on. I'll call on Mr. Ugochukwu Nwama. I don't know if I pronounced the name well. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it well. So, did I pronounce the name well?
Yeah, you did, sir. You did. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much. So the topic, we can hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
The topic. Good. Do you understand the topic?
Yes. Why you said why peacekeeping is hard, right?
Yeah.
Why peacekeeping is so hard? Yeah.
2 minutes. It's network.
Okay.
His network. Can anyone? His network.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be talking on why peacekeeping is hard. I don't know if we.
Network.
His network is not friendly. Probably he's going to join us, but I don't know. Is there anyone here that wants to talk about it? Why peacekeeping is hard? Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad, are you ready to talk on this? Okay, he's back. We have I think he's back. Mr. Ogochukwu is back. I don't know, but his network is not favorable to him. Why peacekeeping is hard? Can anyone volunteer? I have Miss Judith Rabo, Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad, Mrs. Regina Anawanti. Can anyone volunteer? Not among those people that speak, like the new people. Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad, I don't know. He's not here with us. Anyone to volunteer to speak on it? I think his network is not in his favor, so he left. Mr. Ogochukwu left all because of the network. I know he's going to join us. But he left because of the network. Anybody to take over? Anybody to take over this topic? Why peacekeeping is why it's very hard for us to achieve peace in the world. Anybody to? I think it's back. Mr. Ogochukwu, will you take over that topic again?
Okay. Yes. Sorry. I don't know. Network issues in Port Harcourt. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just quickly, because last week too I was an impromptu speaker, but network too also cut me off. I couldn't make my I couldn't give my 2 cents. So good evening, everyone. I will quickly be talking on why peacekeeping is hard before network cuts me off again. We have several peacekeeping missions in Africa. Let's bring it home down to Africa. Let me not go global first. Peacekeeping. The United Nations, ECOWAS, that's ECOWAS monitoring group. These are example of peacekeeping missions that we have in Africa. I want everyone to picture something. Um, Deploying soldiers or armed personnel, maybe the paramilitary to a country to keep peace. Why is it so hard? Um, we deploy this armed personnel to countries like Mali, Guinea, Bissau, Sudan, etc. Several factors make peacekeeping so hard. I'll talk about political interference. We could Political interference could hinder peacekeeping generally. If the country that these soldiers or the policemen or the paramilitary agencies have been sent with a mandate to go and keep the peace, if the country refuses that peace that the soldiers or these personnel have been sent to maintain or to keep, you would see that it will be hard to keep the peace. Secondly, I will talk on a resource allocation. Soldiers don't just go to, or personnel generally don't just go to countries to just keep the peace. They go there with, there is budget allocation for this, and if it is not duly covered, you see that it will create that lacuna, and it will be a challenge for these personnel to keep the peace. Then there is this thing again. I would link it to the political interference, the ethnic division, the reason why you went there. If the root cause is not treated, you would see that the peacekeepers would even be endangered species, because you're going to keep the peace. You're not going to, there's a difference between keeping peace and then enforcing peace. The peacekeepers are going to be endangered. So you need to cover that. You need to treat that root cause, that ethnic cause, before the peace you are sent to keep becomes easy to maintain. But I want us to look at successes. Let's not too dwell on challenges. Recently, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, a news broke out that our chief of defense staff, our chief of defense staff and the former chief of defense staff, that's General Oloyede and General Martins Aguaye, retired, were called to Sierra Leone and honored. Why? Because they went to maintain peace sometime in 92, 94, thereabout. They were young officers, and now you see that there was basically no political interference. The resource allocation was okay, and then the ethnic division that caused that problem was treated. That was what now made it easy for these bright, erudite generals to keep the peace as at when required. I think I'll just stop here, but this is basically some reasons why peacekeeping is usually hard. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Before I say anything, I just want to ask a question to Mr. Gochuku. Are you a soldier? Are you a soldier?
I'm a public servant. Well, yes, I am.
Because the way you treated this topic is like a professional giving us a lecture. You treated the topic like a professional in the field. So now you mentioned that peacekeeping is achievable, but there are some challenges that occur that is making peacekeeping very difficult for us to achieve, and that is political interference.
Yeah.
You will notice that in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, ECOWAS sent peacekeeping mission there. But the leader there, this military that took over power there, they were not ready to collaborate with ECOWAS to give power to the civilian. So this is also part of interference by the leaders of the country. If those that you want to help, if they are not ready for help, how will you help them? So it is going to be very difficult to maintain peace in such situation. Once again, thank you very much for this wonderful contribution on the peacekeeping challenges in Africa. Now, before I bring out the second topic, impromptu topic, I want someone here. I want someone here to just give me like advice to Mr. Gochuku if there is any advice or recommendation next time, so that in case he find himself in the such position to give an impromptu topic, so how he's going to maintain the topic. So any suggestion for Mr. Gochuku, advice, recommendation for him? Any suggestion, advice, recommendation?
Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
I just want to chip in something. If I'm wrong, you correct me, please, Mr. Akanji. So, I attended a public speaking class, and during the course of the training, the person coordinating the program gave us like a little insights on what to do when you are being called impromptu to present. So, in his words, he said, if you are being given any topic, the first thing you should look at is what's that thing is speaking about, why is it like that, and how. So there are three things to like speeches in this fashion: what, why, and how. Then you conclude. So I don't know, like I said, if I'm wrong, you correct me. We are just brainstorming, we are all learning. So I think if you are speaking impromptu, try to understand the topic well. You understood it very well, but to make us understand it too. Not be all of us be military now.
I'm just a public servant too. I don't know why Mr. Akanji asked me. I was just giving 2 minutes. So I was trying to first of all wrap the topic. I was quickly trying to make everyone understand that peacekeeping is just that same word, peacekeeping. You were sent to keep the peace. So there are several things that will now serve as challenges, obstructing you from keeping that peace. So I was trying to just ensure I say everything I needed to say. I wanted to say within this short time frame. Sorry, yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Mr. Christopher. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, my first speaker is here back. I think our network is good now, but I'm not sure if our network is good, but I will just employ everyone to just mute themselves, because I think it's trying to make echo whenever she on her mic. So I'll call on we are going back to my first speaker. She's supposed to be the first speaker, but due to network issues, she did not join us in time. So before we call on the another topic for impromptu, but my impromptu topic that I have, I want to give it to a female here. Like, we have some women here. We have Mrs. Regina, Miss Judith, even our timekeeper. I want to give them an impromptu topic. But before that, I'll call on a speaker to talk on something. So we have here Miss Dorcas Emmanuel Akai. She has a topic, and her topic is titled Economic Inequality and Poverty in Africa. Economic inequality and poverty in Africa. She wants to talk about the potential solution and the causes of economic inequality in Africa. Over to you, Miss Dorcas Emmanuel Akai. Network. If the network is not in our favor, we are going to proceed. A network. Network is not in our favor because she's here, but she's not able to, like, I don't know. She cannot unmute herself. She just go down. Don't worry, she's here, but the network is not in our favor, so we are going to skip our session and proceed to the second impromptu topic. I have a topic here. It's an impromptu topic, and the topic is this is going to be good for people in a banking or people that are in finance and the likes. So I don't know if other people. I have Miss Timekeeper. I have Miss Judith. I have Mrs. Regina. So this topic, I don't know whether they are in the sector, but this topic is living on borrowed money. Living on borrowed money. The challenges of living on borrowed money in relation to Africa. In relation to Africa, living on borrowed money. You know, most African nation, they go to IMF, they borrow money. They go to World Bank, they borrow money. They go to neighboring countries and they borrow money. So living on borrowed money, the challenges faced by most African nations. Who is going to take this topic? Who is going to talk on this topic? I need someone to volunteer, or should I call on someone? Anybody can volunteer. Anybody can volunteer. Living on borrowed money, challenge faced by most African nations. Anybody? Anybody to volunteer? Timekeeper, you can volunteer. Miss Regina, Mrs. Regina, you can volunteer. Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad, I think he's here also with us. He has been there with us. Anybody here to volunteer? Anybody here to volunteer? Living on borrowed money, challenges faced by African nation. Anybody to volunteer? Anybody to volunteer? Mrs.
Akanji.
Winifred, will you volunteer? Miss, yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, we are with you.
Do
you want to volunteer?
Have you gotten someone? I just wanted to just I don't know if there is no bond. If there is no one, maybe I could just say something.
Okay, you can say something.
Okay, yeah. No, I just wanted to chip in on if no one has opted to speak on the living on borrowed money. I just wanted to just give my own 2 cents, probably in maybe 1 minute or so, if you don't mind.
Okay, you can go on. No problem, you can go on.
Right. So with the topic living on borrowed money, I when you said it, I was just thinking about how African nations, react to debt and borrowing per se. There's a difference between you borrowing for an investment and then you borrowing for luxury, for spending. So I think that is a problem with African nations generally. Living on borrowed money is relative. As a country, we can live on borrowed money and then thrive on that borrowed money if we divest or we invest that money in something that will be productive. Take for instance, as a family, if we borrowed money, probably from the bank or something, or from people, to now build our home or to build a house or to buy food to eat, is that good debt or bad debt? Your guess is as good as mine. But if we borrow money to fix road, to fix schools, and then with time we now find a way to pay back, do we call that a good debt or a bad debt? This is also a question. This is a question for all of us. I'm not requesting answers, but it's a question for all of us. So, just the way some of our speakers in Nigeria would say, we should move from consumption, chop by chop, to production. We have the as a continent, we have the population, we have the numbers that can rival, if we come together, that can rival other continents. We have the brain, we have what it takes. So living on borrowed money, in summary, is relative. It could be good, it could be bad. But as Africans, we should know that borrowing is not bad, but what you use that borrowed money to do is what matters. Thank you very much, Mr. Akanji.
Thank you very much for your contribution. He said borrowing as an African nation, African country, is not bad. But what you use the borrowed money to do is what matters. And I give an example to an individual borrowing money from a bank. So if you use the money to invest, you can strive on that investment. You can go with that investment the money you borrowed on. But if you use that money to just venture on the luxury lifestyle, you are going to have also some challenges. Thank you very much once again for your contribution. Anybody to talk on this same topic, borrowed money, challenges faced by African? Anybody? Anybody to talk on this topic? Okay, no one is here to give a contribution on this topic. So thank you very much. This is some of our speakers are not here, and some of our impromptu speakers are not here. So this is going to be the end of this session. Seriously, I'm really happy that we all participated in this session, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging, to be sincere. So you don't need crowd to make impact. So as we are like 10 people, and it was interesting, and all like both contribution for our speaker from our speakers and impromptu speaker was was top notch. I really appreciate. One thing I want to note is also how we can perfect our speech, how we can perfect our public speaking speech. You understand? So preparation, failure to prepare is planning to fail. You understand? So just bear with me. So failure to prepare is planning to fail. So how we can perfect our public speaking speech. So one thing is the first thing you need to do when you are in public, you are in a gathering giving a public speaking note is the opening section of your speech. That's the hook. That is finding the attention, making the attention of your audience glued to you. That's from the opening session. So this comes with asking questions to your listener. How do you call getting a good topic? And you can come with short stories for people to understand. When Miss Mulima Joel was talking, she asked question regarding the child marriage, just for us to understand something. And when Mr. Ogochukwu also was talking about the borrowed money, he has some questions. So those questions make the speaker, the listener, to be glued to what you are saying. That's the hook. And the second thing you need to note is the body. That's the body of your speech. And you have to have at least clear points. That is, Mr. Christopher was giving a suggestion to Mr. Gochuku that you need to explain some things to us in a layman so that we that are not in the faith will understand things. So that is, in the body of your speech, define the issue you want to discuss about. Explain why that issue matter and give solutions for people to understand. You understand that? So the body is very important, and then the last part is a conclusion. But in this context, we have 4 minutes for our speaker. So the speaker can use 30 minutes to just hook the audience from your topic. You can just find a way to just call the attention of your audience to you. 30 minutes, and use 1 minute, 30 minutes to talk about the body, or 2 minutes to talk about the body, and the remaining money to come with a conclusion. So these are 3 things you need to master when it comes to your speech. And another thing, if you want to control your delivering of your speech, is your voice. Your voice. So sometimes you need to slow down. Sometimes you need to pause. Sometimes you need to how do you call, vary your rhymes. You need to vary how you give your speech. Listen, because intonation also matters. Listen, so sometimes if I speak, you will see that my voice is louder because I want people to just pay attention to what I'm saying. But sometimes you just have to go down. Listen, so sometimes you have to go down. While sometimes you just need to pause. When you pause, people that are distracted, they will just focus on you to say, "Oh, why did they pause?" And you continue. You can pause just for maybe 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and then listen. And the next, another thing you need to know, aside from your voice, is your body language. Your body language. Listen, so sometimes if you intend to stand up while speaking, listen, you need to stand firm. But if you tend to sit down, your gesticulation is very important. Understand that? So you need to use, and you need to even use your eyes sometimes. Understand that? So because this calls the attention, it make your speech to be well stand. I call the attention of the listener to you. You need to maintain eyes contact. That's a suggestion we give to Mrs. Winifred. Eyes contact is very essential. Understand? Eyes contact is very essential. Understand? Aside from using your hand, use eye contact to make sure that people that you are speaking to, they listen to you. Understand? Above all, Riaza is also essential. You need to Riaz. Understand? You need to Riaz. If you are given a topic to come and speak in public, you need to Riaz before you go there. You need to Riaz before you go there, because failure to plan is planning to fail. Understand? So you need to Riaz before you go there. Riaza depends on the person. So personally, me, I like to read out things. If I'm in my house like this, I read out things on myself in my room. So if I read it out, it comes to my head. So and I listen to it myself, like what I'm saying. So some people will prefer to look at mirror. Some people will prefer to just put their phone and do a video, speaking to the video, and then watch it again. So Riaza is very important. So because when you Riaz, you already know what you want to say when you come to the to the session. So Riaza is very important. So these are what I just want to add to this session. And once again, I thank every one of us for coming here. I know it's not easy. You are all busy, but you come, you attend the session, and you give your take, which I really appreciate. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate. So what I'm going to do is we are done with the session. So what I'm going to do is at the end of the session, there's going to be a recording, and I'm also going to cut the videos of each one of you. I will send you your recording. So if you have a social media platform, you can post it on your social media platform. And if you have maybe Facebook or TikTok or WhatsApp, you can post it yourself. So it's just a way to also encourage you. People are going to watch your video, and if your friends see, they can give you suggestion or some critics. It's going to also improve you. So one thing about me is I only want to be at the forefront. I don't want to be at the back. So if you want to take charge, if you want to be at the forefront, also you need to let people also see you. When they see you, they criticize you and they say, okay, adjust this place, do this thing, and that's going to make you to improve next time. Thank you very much once again. I really appreciate it. I'm really happy to be sincere. I'm really happy that I can see you join this session. I'm really happy. So we are done with tonight's session. If you have any suggestion, recommendation, advice, observation, critics, kindly let me know before we end this session. Thank you very much once again. Suggestion, advice, observation, recommendation. But before I ask for suggestion, observation, I just remember my timekeeper. I want my timekeeper to speak. So timekeeper, please just give me a little review regarding all our speakers to know how the time was managed by our speakers, how many minutes each of them use. I just remember this now. My timekeeper is okay. She's here. Is she here?
Okay, sorry. Okay. Good evening once again, everyone. This was very, very educative and enlightening. keeps getting better from the first public speaking and down to the second one. It just keeps getting better. So I'll just run through what the time our speakers used. So for Winfred Dada, who spoke on migration, its challenges, and how it's linked to Nigeria, um, she spoke within time. She was very very time conscious. So she spoke for 4 minutes. She made use of her time. Then for Mrs. Wadiab Jewel, sorry, I didn't get the middle name. Wadiab Jewel, who spoke on child marriage in Africa, a global human rights and development. My fellow SDG, I'll give her 30 minutes next time. So though she wasn't time conscious, but it was very, very educative and she carried us along. It was interesting. She spoke above time. She spoke for like 5 minutes. Yeah, she spoke for like 5 minutes and a few seconds. So she wasn't time conscious. So for Mr. Christopher Ejila, he spoke on dismantling barrier, how visa-free migration and traveling can boost economic development and prosperity, if I got the topic well. So he wasn't time conscious as well. He spoke above his allocated time, 5 minutes, 40 seconds. That was the time he used. He spoke above his time. So while for my impromptu speaker, which we had just Mr. Wama Ugochukwu, deploying of personnel, why is peace so hard to achieve? The first topic he took, why is peace so hard to achieve? He spoke for like 3 minutes. He spoke above his allocated time. While living on borrowed money and the challenges, he spoke within time. He was time conscious. I think he listened to what we said earlier, so he adjusted and he was time conscious. So he spoke for 2 minutes. So that's it for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Time is money, and for colleagues that use more than the allocated time, probably in our next session, they are going to just stick to the time given to them. I appreciate. And back to the recommendation, suggestion, advice, observation, or anything you have to say before we end the session. So the floor is open to every one of you, please. The floor is open to every one of you. You can unmute your mic and say something.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
And good evening, Mr. Akanji. I just really want to thank you, as in especially for taking out your time out of your busy schedule to organize training and classes like this. Honestly, this kind of settings, people pay to attend. I've attended a few, although I couldn't complete because of my time going up and down walks and the rest. But this is actually very, very helpful and educative. And I just hope everybody on this platform will not take it for granted, will not take it lightly, will take it serious to see how we can, even though there will not be a certificate at the end of this program, but let us have a take home, something good after this whole program. Thank you so much. It has been helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you. Any observation, suggestion, advice?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes. Good evening. Please, for the sake, the session was very educating. It was nice, and we really appreciate. But please, for the sake of next time, probably before this session, maybe you should try and send the topic. You should notify us on time. Like I think the topic was a day before, so that we'll research very well on what we are speaking about. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking. Where I'm saying.
So normally you should have
like
for this, like a week ahead.
Yes.
No, that's very good. Thank you very much for this recommendation. So like the next one is going to be notified a week ahead so that each speakers can work on the topic they have and the practice, and for it to be better. Thank you very much for this recommendation. Now, any other question? Any other recommendations, advice, suggestion, observation, contribution? Okay.
So, Mr. Akanji, I think let me just chip in here that I think I would align with what the first speaker said. The first speaker that gave observation by telling you thank you. I think I have to specially say that again, reiterate that, telling you thank you for this wonderful, initiative. You might not know what you're doing,
Network?
but yeah, you might not. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We
Yes,
can hear you.
go ahead.
We can hear you.
I said you might not know what you're doing now, but for us that are always attending your classes, we appreciate you. We understand and we value what you are presenting to us. So thank you very much. Probably we could also intimate the group maybe 1 hour to time. Anyone that is online, not just Mr. Akanji, every one of us that is online that would love to attend the class. We just, let's just keep the group active to just let them know that, okay, this class is coming on and everyone should log on. You understand? Because
Yeah.
most people might want to join the class, but sincerely, they will just probably forget. And just like last time, somebody said that he thought or she thought the class was by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something like a class that we finished like an hour, 2 hours before.
Yeah.
The person said he thought that the class was, 2 hours after. So we could just imagine like 10 of us that are hoping to be, present for the class, just keep buzzing the group. Okay, it's time, and everyone would. I think people will see that we actually value this thing, and they want to also come and check what we are doing, thereby getting more attendance. Thank you very much, and happy Lent and happy Ramadan to all of us.
Thank you very much. Actually, you see, I'm a kind of person, I'm busy, so I do class every day. I do class for people in diplomacy and people in international affairs every day. So, and aside from that one, I also do French class for people every day. I do French class. So sometimes that's why I forget to send a reminder. I send a reminder late. I forget to do it. I forget.
No, the reminder is not for you now because you are doing a lot for us already. I'm just talking to all of us, aside you, like all of us that want to attend the class.
Yeah, I understand. I just want you to the reason why I did not send a reminder in time is because my French class, my people in international affairs, people in diplomacy, I'm doing revision for them, tutorial for them. Classes have not started. Class is probably maybe by next week or in March. That's when class are going to start. So, but me and the people in my private revision class, we are already on board. We are moving forward. We are not waiting for examination period. And that's why I forget to send. But next time is going to be more coordinated. Thank you very much for all your suggestions. I really appreciate. And we are going to end this session now because 6 p.m. That's what we supposed. 6 p.m.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me see if I can make use of this time. Thank you. Let me see if I can make use of 1 second. 1 minute.
Go on, we are listening.
Okay, sorry, I just want to. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I just want to quickly add something. So, I have also attended public speaking, but I know they don't usually give room for question. But I don't know if it's something we can introduce here. Like the first speaker, Mrs. Winifred, after her speech, at the end, she actually asked if there's any question or comments. You understand? So I don't know if we can critique them, if we can talk about their speech, posture, and all those things. I feel we can also include maybe one question because of the time and arrangement. Somebody might have a question he wants to ask the speaker. So if we can actually make room for just one question to be addressed so that the speaker can address while we also critique them and other things, I feel it will go a long way too.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is asking the speaker a question. No problem. We are going to include it. So as I said, we need to maintain our time. 6 p.m. is when we're supposed to stop because some people are fasting, so they would like to break. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining this session. And I'll call it a day. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.